Hey there everybody, Max here. I figured I'd do another XX vlogs of Max because I had seen something today on the news which actually surprised me, and it had to do with the Vancouver Boston game 7 last night. As a lot of you all know, Vancouver lost to Boston 4-0. Which actually really disappointed me, being the fact that I was cheering for Vancouver. I mean, the way I look at it, Luongo must have been having one hell of a bad night, if you ask me, because I don't get how you end up letting 4 goals get past you in the biggest game of the year. And yeah, I just don't get that. I mean, what was up with... I honestly am wondering what the hell was up with Luongo, and more importantly, why wasn't his head in the game where it was supposed to be? Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder that. To say the least, I'm kind of disappointed. The thing that really surprises me, though, is the events that, according to the news that I seen today, apparently happened after the game last night. Apparently there was all these riots and fires and cars getting smashed and people getting beat up and all this stuff. And I was like I remember when I was watching the news stuff, I was sitting here wondering, why exactly are you doing this? I mean, yeah, they basically, where this happened, for those of you who don't know, it basically, the rioting and the looting and all that happened in Vancouver, and it was basically, from what I gather, over the fact that Vancouver didn't win the Stanley Cup. Now, I can understand why people would be upset about this. I mean, I was upset about it too, but it's not like I'm gonna go off and go looting or stealing or pillaging just because I'm pissed off that my team lost. And honestly, I don't get why a lot of people did this. I mean, yeah, your team lost. So what? It happens to everybody. Not every team is going to be able to win all the time. And yeah, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it is a big deal because Canada was supposed to bring the cup home for us and blah, 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 and all this stuff. Yeah, I'll admit, it is disappointing that Canada, the Vancouver didn't bring home the cup to Canada, but I mean, it's not all that bad. As far as I heard, there's some Canadians on the Bruins team, so technically, when you think about it, the fact that there's Canadians on the Bruins team means that the cup is going to partly come back to Canada. So in a way, when you think about it, it's kind of a win-win for both sides, since Boston has teammates on their basically Canadian teammates. And of course, there's Calberley on their team, which you'll know him as a former Leaf, which I'm sure he's pretty happy to be on a winning team that won the cup instead of on a losing team that loses a bunch of times because they don't have good enough players. And I'm sorry to any of those Toronto fans out there I offend, but honestly, Toronto, if they're ever going to have a chance to even get to the Stanley Cup, they need a better team. Their defense sucks, their forwards suck. I don't think they're ever going to get ahead until they do get a better team. And that's just my personal opinion. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it. If you want to do that, then I say go right ahead. But yeah, I was really surprised by this looting and pillaging. I mean, honestly, I can't believe people can be this idiotic just to go to that extent just because their team lost. And on the news, apparently, they're saying that a lot of the people who were rioting and pillaging weren't even Vancouver Canucks fans, as they say. Which, to be honest, I don't want to freak anybody out or cause any unnecessary alarm, but the way I look at it, I think it's a possibility that the whole Vancouver riots could have been some kind of terrorist attack. Like I mean, think about it. It's the perfect cover for a terrorist attack, making it look like it's a riot because the Stanley Cup people lost, when in actuality it's a terrorist attack on Canada. It's the perfect cover for one. You think they're looting because and rioting because of the whole Vancouver losing the cup, when in actuality they could be rioting because it's a terrorist attack. You ever think of that, people? I mean, honestly, it's stuff like that you really gotta think about, because I'm not saying that there's a chance that it is a terrorist attack. I'm just saying that there's a possibility it could be a terrorist attack. Something else surprised me last night. America's Got Talent wasn't on, and like most of you AGT fans out there, I was like, what the fuck? Why wasn't it on? And instead they have this show called Murdoch Mysteries on, which I've watched a couple of times, and I don't really get it. Like, I have a hard time following it. I don't think it's that great of a show. But then again, that's me. I don't know if they're going to re-air AGT some other time, but I hope they do, because I think the AGT fans kind of got screwed out of a second episode this week by them not airing it. I think it might have been because the Stanley Cup playoffs that they didn't air it, because it's usually on two channels, City TV and NBC, and NBC was covering the playoff games, so that could have been why. But anyway, yeah, if they don't have America's Got Talent this week, at least another one this week anyway, at least they'll have one next week, so that ought to be interesting to watch. But yeah, to all those out there who were part of the whole looting and pillaging thing in Vancouver, wake up. Honestly, doing all that yesterday was just completely and totally idiotic. I mean, come on. Acting like 2-year-olds and throwing temper tantrums and breaking stuff, all because your team lost. Your team lost. Boo frickety hoo. It happens to everyone. You shouldn't let it get to you to that extent. And to be honest, to all those looters and pillagers that were part of the whole thing in Vancouver, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm actually ashamed to... That actually made me feel sad for the people of Vancouver, because they shouldn't have had to go through that. But, of course, there has to be people like that out there that like to loot and pillage and blame it on the fact that the Stanley Cup lost, using the Vancouver lost the Stanley Cup, all because they want any little excuse to do the whole quote-unquote, well, I guess I should say rioting and pillaging, but yeah. Anyway, I just figured I'd make this short little blog, because I heard about the whole riots and pillaging in Vancouver. Can't believe it happened. Wish it hadn't have happened, and I'm sure a lot of people wish it hadn't have happened. And I also like to say that my heart goes out to any and all people in Vancouver that were affected by the riots and pillaging, or that got injured. My heart goes out to you, because you shouldn't have gotten injured. And to all those people that got property damage and stuff, I feel really sorry for, because they didn't deserve to get their property damaged just because a bunch of stupid idiots couldn't keep their frustration to themselves and just take it to the fact that Vancouver lost like men, instead of resulting to 2-year-olds having temper tantrums and breaking stuff. I mean, honestly, that's what it all boils down to. A bunch of grown men acting like 2-year-olds breaking stuff and injuring people. Like, you don't injure people. Come on, come on. That ain't right. But yeah, I just figured I'd talk about that. my heart does go out to all those people in Vancouver that got injured and stuff like that. Thankfully, there were no deaths, because that would have made it even worse if there had been more deaths. But yeah, I just figured I'd do this Double X Vlogs of Maxx, and of course, I'm Max Callan. This is another Double X Vlogs of Maxx, and yeah, I guess I'll do another vlog in a couple of days, but if I don't, I'll definitely be doing one next week. So, to all you people out there, stay safe. Keep on the lookout, because you never know when you could get attacked by somebody. And I hope the cleanup in Vancouver's going well. If I lived in Vancouver, I'd honestly be down there helping them out, because people should be helping them out, but of course I don't live in Vancouver, and I have no way of getting down there, so I won't be able to help them out. But anyway, this has been another Double X Vlogs of Maxx, and actually I don't really have much else to say, so I'll just end it at that. And yeah, this is Max Callan reporting with another Double X Vlogs of Maxx, and I'll see you on the flip side, people.